this is the second part of today's notes. Just as a refresher, you have a perpendicular bisector of a segment we're mapped to do. We talked about what is a perpendicular bisector of a segment. How do you draw, mark, and label that? That is in September 8th A notes. And when you're given what should you look for and what should you think. So there's your perpendicular line. So what I want to do now is I want to take the information that you just learned, excuse me, and put it all together and show you how we're going to use it for algebra. So we have segment CD bisects segment AB at point W. So the first most important thing that you will do is you will mark, or I should say draw, label, and mark. So we have a segment CD. It's bisecting AB, and it's doing so at point W. Now, I don't want to have you assume that the CD necessarily has to be bisected. CD is the cutter, AB is the cutee, I guess you could say. CD is doing the cutting, it's got the scissors, AB is being cut. That is the draw, that is the label, and this is a segment bisector. I hope I have perpendicular. All right, so let me change CD. I need to change this. CD is a perpendicular bisector. Of AB. So to mark it, I need to mark the perpendicular. That tells me right angles, and then I bisect part means 2 equal segments. So I've done the first part. The second part says if AW is 16, so they're telling us that this is 16, they want us to find AB. Well, if you marked your diagram, you can see that that is 16. So that, remember, if you add, subtract, multiply, or divide, you must show me work. So that means AB is equal to, you can say 16 plus 16, which is 32. Or you could say AB is 2 times 16, which is 32. It doesn't matter which way you do it, there's 2 options. So we've done that one. All right. So now they're telling us that AW, so I think that is the pink. Let me turn to green. The green is for this one. AW is 6x minus 2, and AB, the whole thing, is 20x minus 26. We're to find the length of BW. Now, this whole segment from A to B cannot be equal to part of it from A to W. So you cannot set these equal to each other. It doesn't make sense. But if you see the tick marks, if this is 6x minus 2, that means that is 6x minus 2. So your equation would be 6x minus 2 plus 6x minus 2 is equal to 20x minus 26. Combining like terms, I have 12x minus 4 equals 20x minus 26. So I'm going to, I think I'm going to subtract the 12x to keep my x's positive. I don't like negative x's. Negative 4 equals 8x minus 26. So now I'm going to add 26 to both sides. So I'm going to have 8x is equal to 22. I didn't write a very good problem. Okay, so that means x is going to be 22 over 8, which is the same thing as 11 over 4. All right, so now I'm supposed to find BW. So BW, if you notice, BW is 6 times 11 over 4 minus 2. It's going to be over 1. So BW is going to be 66 over 4 minus, now I'm going to put a denominator of 2 as 1. I'm going to get a common denominator, which is 4. So if I multiply the denominator by 4, I must also multiply the numerator by 4. So 66 subtract 8 is going to be 58 over 4. 58 is divisible by 2, and it's going to go in there 2 times, or 29 over 2. So that's going to be the same thing as 14.5. So you've worked with midpoint. If you can do midpoint, you can do the bisect piece. So we drew a diagram, we drew it, labeled, and marked it. We were able to work with arithmetic. We were able to work with algebra, and this dealt with the bisect piece of a perpendicular bisector. And now they're telling us, I'm going to do this in highlighter, and then I think I'll use blue, so I'll do a blue highlighter. Angle CWB. That highlighted angle is 3x minus 5. Now, what does that black box mean? That black box means that that angle is 90. So that means 3x minus 5 equals 90. So we're going to add 5. So we know 3x is equal to 95. So x is going to equal 95/3. So as far as working with this, you're looking for right angles, which are 90. You're looking for that bisect, which means it goes through the midpoint, and you've worked with that before. So to give you another example, I'm going to do your U-try. Make sure that you bring compasses and straight edges to class tomorrow, because we're going to need them. So I'm going to come down here, and it says MK is the perpendicular bisector of ED at Q. All right, MK is the perpendicular bisector, means it is the one doing the bisecting. It's the perpendicular bisector of ED, means that's the one being cut in half. That's to draw the label. Now, perpendicular means it should have a box. Bisect means it should have these tick marks. So I have completed one. So now we're going to look at this. They're telling us EQ. Where's the Q? Oh, I forgot. Sorry. I forgot to label that Q, so I was not quite finished. So EQ is 6x plus 11, and it says ED, meaning this whole thing, is 13x minus 7. Now, it doesn't make sense to take the whole segment and set it equal to part of it. So we're going to, because of those tick marks, we know this is 6x plus 11. So I'm going to do this, we can do 6x plus 11 times 6x plus 6x plus 11, or we could say, look, I'm just going to double 6x plus 11 and set it equal to 13x minus 7. If you distribute, you get 12x plus 22, and that equals 13x minus 7. I'm going to subtract 12x. So I'm going to have 22 is equal to x minus 7. We're going to add 7 to both sides. So we're going to get x to be 29. So they specifically asked for segment DQ. So notice, because I put this here, this is going to be easy. This is going to be 6 times 29 plus 11. Now if I take 29 and multiply by 6, I'm going to get 54. 12 plus 5 is 17. So this is going to equal 174 plus 11 for 185. It's a big segment. So now this second part says if Q or KQD, so I'm going to highlight this in green, KQD. So because of that box, if this is a right angle, then all 4 of these are right angles. And we know that a right angle is 90 degrees, so I'm in green. So we're going to say 4x plus 2 is equal to 90. So we're going to subtract 2, so 4x equals 88. We're going to divide by 4, which means x is equal to 22. And I have done this one. The next part of our notes are construction, so I need you to bring a compass and a straight edge tomorrow, because we're going to do constructions all period. So you are ready for your homework.